about day 46 of cow isolation, lockdown learning. We're in the sprayer. We're trying to spray up that bank there in the sheep field because the bank's too steep for the sprayer to go on. I took the sheep out for a few weeks and we're spraying off all the thistles and dock leaves and ragwort and different things like that because it can be harmful to different animals, especially horses. Ragwort can be dangerous too. It's a perfect day for it because I've got to use the boom so high to get up that bank, but there's not a breath of wind anywhere. We had about 10 drops of rain last night, literally just 10 drops of rain. You can count them on the car windscreen this morning. So I'm still praying for a bit more. We'll hopefully get all these paddocks done this morning, and then I'll probably be putting fungicide on wheat. So it's his first fungicide of the year. That's to stop it getting diseases and mouldy and different things like that, really. So it's a bit like a disinfectant and a sunscreen rolled into one. Big day today. We've been putting up the new weather station. My dad's measured the rain for about 50 years, so we've got all his data on rain, and we've got data from the solar panels for the last 6 years on sun, but we haven't got any wind data or wind speed. So we've got this now from Sencrop. I think it's a French company, so we can log on to it wherever it is, and we can log on to other stations near other blocks of land that we've got and see what's what. So it's good for measuring the rain if we get some. We're also, more importantly, measuring the wind speed and direction for when we're spraying, so we know when we can go and when we can't go. And the rainfall data is obviously really good for remote farms where we don't know whether it's rained or not when we want to get there. So we don't want to get all the way there and find it's rained and we can't do anything. So I think it can also work out the dew point as well and whether the crop's going to be dry for spraying. So we've just been setting it up today with the agronomist. So we're just still in the Bateman. We're spraying what was sunflowers last year, and it's quite weedy because it's now spring wheat. As you can see, there's all sorts of thistles and other different weeds in there. But if you look next to, you need to clean your windows. That's where we had beans last year. It's a lot cleaner crop because it was probably a bit more managed than the sunflowers were last year. Sunflowers were quite poor, so we didn't spend a lot of money on keeping them clean. And if you get a couple of thistles in them and then they seed, you then suddenly have them everywhere. They say 1 year's seeded, forever weeded, which is looking a bit of the case, but hopefully what we're putting on now, this selective herbicide, will take out any broadleaf weeds such as the thistles and docks and anything else, and it should just leave us with the spring wheat behind, which we can then get to harvest and produce ears of milling wheat. That's the plan. At the moment it's just very small, it's not much bigger than what your grass would be on your lawn, but if you look now, this is the bit where the beans were, and it's a lot cleaner. There's just the odd little one here and there, so we've dropped the rate right down for this bit, and we'll just spread the odd little one off. So you can see a bit of a patch here now, a lot smaller ones. So it looks a different colour as well because it's probably got a little bit more fertiliser that the beans left behind, because they put nitrogen into the soil as they go, whereas wheat takes it out when it grows. But it looks good. It's just everything's desperate for rain again. Just in the last field now, I think, for today. It's the one that we did the draining. So we're just putting a little bit of herbicide on, but only really because we had a miss with the drill, and it's got some little volunteer oilseed rape coming in it. So I'm just got a little bit left in the tank. I'm going to put that on it. But what's interesting in this field is this here is a solar panel on a time-lapse camera that's been put out by the BBC for David Attenborough's Green Planet programme that was supposed to be on end of this year, but it might not be on till next year now because of all the problems they're having with filming and social distancing and stuff. So they wanted to put it up when the field was emerging so that they could get the seed coming out of the ground and then growing up sort of like, to the height that wheat grows to. Unfortunately, the cameras got stuck in a greenhouse looking at tomatoes ripening, and then the other camera ended up in Canada somewhere out where it shouldn't have been. So they put this camera in here now to film the bit where we patched up, because that was only dead small when they came. But for some reason, they seem to put the camera looking at the worst bit of the field. Now, I don't know why that is, but it seems to be that the rabbits or the hares seem to like eating in front of the camera, because a lot of the wheat just in front of it. It's hard to see on the camera. has actually been chewed off. So I think the hares must be using it as a marker point for new shoots, and they're eating them because they're just, if you look at that there, the other side of it, it's just cut off like a lawnmower. Same with that one there. So they've obviously just been coming along going, oh, there's that new stuff that's juicy, we'll eat that, rather than the stuff that's a few weeks older on it. So that'll be interesting when they do the TV programme. They might have a picture of loads of hares rabbiting away or eating. So that's about it for today. Maybe today's letter of the day should be H. I'll put that on the beginning for H for hare, or hungry hare. There we go, those two H's together. Bye.